We got some big moves happening in the Pokemon market right now, and it starts off with Surging Sparks. We're going to cover quite a few topics in this video, but starting off with the Surging booster boxes. As you can see, up 103% in the past 3 months, but this uptick right here that just happened recently, these boxes are now 250 per box for Surging Sparks. We're seeing the last solds on TCG as of this morning, 254, 250. Before that, it went from 230s to the 240s kind of quick, but now we're seeing 250s. And if you want to pick one up from a good seller, that's what you're looking at. $250 is the market price for Surging Sparks booster boxes. This big uptick right here seems like it just kind of happened kind of quick. People kind of forgot about Surging, not forgot about, but like slept on it a little. It kind of like stagnated just above 200 just for a little bit. If we zoom out right here, 63% growth off of pre-release prices. Pre-release prices were 150. So yeah, Surging Sparks going absolutely crazy. And this next card really surprised me. Now, I was very vocal about liking this card a lot. Ceruledge is heavily featured in the new anime, but I didn't expect this card just went to $40. 125% growth. A month ago, this was a $16 card, and it would zoom out a little bit more. Pre-release prices, which are traditionally high, and they in the past have just kind of fallen off that. But with this bull market, that is just not the case. And this is following some of the other cards from the set. It went from pre-release 25 and it shot up a little to 30, 31, came back down to around 16 was the low, and now we're seeing $40. So there's 76 copies available. If we look at the last solds, just so you guys know, if you see these like lower listings here, these are Japanese sales. TCG Player has their own dedicated Japanese section, but for some reason they're still allowing Japanese sales in here, so it really skews the charts. But last sold's 39, 39, 40, 57, 40, and 38 on the Ceruledge. So yeah, I think artwork-wise, this is an absolutely stunning card. I'm not really surprised. It just passed the Latios illustration rare from the set, so that might be surprising to you guys if you did not know. But if you wanted to pick one up, an English copy, this is Spanish, you're looking at $39.49. So you were looking pretty much at market price, maybe a tinge below market. And if this card's going up, we got to check in on the Pikachu. So the Pikachu, it's not really moving a whole lot. It's up very big off of pre-release prices, which we thought pre-release prices were high at 300. It ran up to 540, came back down to 430, back up to 480, and it's kind of like not stagnated, but like come down just a little, and I would say it's just trading at a solid price. They got market at 470. Last solds we're seeing 490, 460, 470, 490, 460, 460. So fairly accurate for the Pikachu being the most expensive card of the era, and the Chikachu, the Butthole-Chew, I've heard it called before. If you like this card or not, it is here to stay, at least for the foreseeable future, because it does not look like this card is going to go down anytime soon. The thing that might affect this long term is if next year we get we're in this year, this year in 2025, if we get a massive reprint of Surging Sparks, which is kind of primed for that. That doesn't mean that we're going to get it, though. The Pokemon Company is not really following the reprint cycle kind of that we've seen and come to expect. So that doesn't mean that it's going to get it, but Surging Spark kind of primed for a reprint with how expensive the boxes are. If you wanted to pick one up on TCG, you're looking at $460, which is actually just a little bit below market price for the Pikachu Special Illustration Rare. Also, real quick, I did just launch a website. It was neveraphasecards.com. If you wanted to support the channel in any way, I 3D print these custom display stands. There's some merch on there as well. We got stands of PSA, BGS, CGC. I 3D print these. So I was working on this website for a little bit. It's got a ways to go, so don't judge me too harsh. If you do place an order, just give me some time because we're just gearing up on that thing. Yeah, so just wanted to shout myself out there just for a second. If you want to support the channel, if not, no worries. No skin off my bean. I don't know what that saying is. Just ignore that. Latias. The Latias EX. This one's actually up more recently. Not in the full month yet because it was kind of declining. But it has shot up from 220 back up to 250. But it looks like it might be coming down. Pre-release prices were at... and we're going to get to some other topics. I'm sorry. This is the last... we're on the last of the surging here. 216 went to 180. up to 260, back down to 230, up to 250, and it kind of looks like it's going back down to 230. Last solds are all in the 230s for the Latias. Very difficult to pull if you're not familiar. The special illustration rares are 1 out of 960 packs, I believe the pull rates are. So yeah, Latias coming down maybe just a little, but still holding over 200 is a big price point for this card. You wanted to pick one up, you're looking at 235, which is about the most recent sales, but below the current market value on TCG Player. Also, something worth noting is the PC ETBs are starting to see some more run. 14% in the past month alone. We're up to last solds, we're seeing $140. Even a 175 sale, that seems kind of like the outlier. But before that 140, there's even a 150. 140, 150 range is kind of where this box is going. It's got that nice Magneton promo in there. This is not a good picture of it. Stunning card. Stamped promos and PC ETBs dominating the investing space right now, so that's not a big surprise. If you want to pick one up, yeah, 150. 150 is the lowest from a good seller right here. So that's the new price for PC ETB. So those are doing really well. Also, before we move on to some other things, I just wanted to, if you saw PokeRev's latest video, we're just gonna watch the intro real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so,
Evolving Skies booster boxes have just hit an
Evolving
all-time
Skies
high.
Just hit $1,000 box.
$1,000 a booster box.
And
I don't know if you've noticed, but Evolving Skies booster boxes have reached record highs.
I was watching this Danny Phantom. I was like,
just in the last month,
Phillips collectibles,
ridiculous highs.
Last sold on TCG, $999.99.
I can't believe that sentence.
Anyways, just was in the little intro. $999.99. Also super random. This and this was like, this video just came out yesterday. Days before, like I just bought an Evolving Skies booster box, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is when I was talking about it. So yeah, and I'm late to the party, but here we are, and yeah, that's the price I paid for Evolving Skies. But I do think there's a lot of room to run on Evolving Skies within the next few years. I don't know how quickly that growth is going to come, but I do heavily believe in the set. So yeah, I like sealed. Not in the single side as much, but the sealed is where I'm at with the booster boxes. Then we got this Gardevoir from Paldean Fates. We talked about this card recently. Stunning artwork, popular Pokemon. Said it was undervalued. We saw the Bubble Mew and the Charizard from this set moving, and I was like, Gardevoir, it's got to move. It should move. Well, we're at $100, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gardevoir. 94% growth. The past 3 months, you could pick this up. It was around $38. Came up to 60, back down to 50, and now we're seeing $100 last sold. I'm going to say that's not really accurate for the market. I think this other market price is a little more accurate at 80. We are seeing 70, 80. There's a 60 in here, 80, another 100. So we'll see where it ends up. It's a nice looking card. This is one of those cards that artwork-wise looks nice, but when you hold it in your hand, it kind of pops. Absolutely love this little whooper just in the background. So that's the Paldea Fates Gardevoir. 49 copies listed. You want to pick one up. The lowest listed from a good seller is actually 99. So we could see this going up. We'll see if people are like, oh shoot, didn't know that Gardevoir was so expensive. A lot of the times that happens. Not everyone's like tuned into the pulse of the market, and they'll go, oh, I have that card, I'll sell it. And then they kind of undercut each other on the way to the bottom. However, there's not a lot of copies out there right now on TCG, but we'll see. We'll see if that changes. I'll keep you guys updated. Also, PSA 10s for this card, cracking 200. We got last solds, 200 and 210. There's another 200 before that. 200. This one kind of hurts me because I had a PSA 10 locked up a while ago at a much cheaper price, like just barely over 100. Seller ended up canceling on me. I didn't realize it was on eBay. And anyways, so I had a good deal on this card and it kind of slipped through my fingers. That's something that happens on eBay. But yeah, so PSA 10 price is doing well. I'm trying to touch on PSA 10 prices a little bit more in the videos when I can. Not on every card because it would get it'd be a little too much. But yeah, so Gardevoir, raw 100, PSA 10, double that price. So yeah, that's kind of nice to see for the Gardevoir. I think it deserves some attention there. Then we got just a little update on the Fusion Strike boxes. Now, the growth is insane on this product, 89% in the past 3 months. 3 months ago, this was a $210 box. Ran up slowly up to around, it was going to crack like 300, and that seemed like a big deal, and I started talking about it. It was a $300 box. I believe I touched on it in the video, and then it's just like, nope, we're a $400 box. Last sold 480, 480, 478, 460, 440. This is now about to be a $500 booster box for Fusion Strike. If you want to pick one up, you're looking at good feedback seller, 484, which would be well above this market price, which is going to change this percentage, and this box is going to look even crazier. Fusion Strike was one of those sets, if you're not familiar. When it came out, it was not regarded like this. It really wasn't. This has aged like a fine wine. It really has. Let's look at the 1-year chart on this guy. So that seems like that's not right. Something's going on here. Our charts are not cooperating with us. Yeah, so the chart is not updated. So sorry, the 1-year chart is not accurate for anything. But a year ago, January, below MSRP, I'll just call it at MSRP, pretty much 143 for the Fusion Strike. Sorry, the 1-year chart's not working. Sometimes TCG, the charts are great. Sometimes they're not. So yeah, Fusion Strike doing big things. Brilliant Stars. Check this out, 23% growth. Underrated set from the era. I've been vocal about this set. We'll talk about the Charizard in a second. You guys know, if you're new to the channel, buckle up. 23% growth in the past 3 months. This was a $180 box. Shot up to $220. Most recent sale, $275 and $250. Before that, there was a $250 and some $220s kind of thrown in there. Lowest listed from a good seller is, this looks like, these are small rip, 215. So I think you're going to have to go to the second page. Let me just double check. Yeah, 250. So that would be below this most recent sale, but above market. So Brilliant Stars to 250. The reason I like this set a lot is this Charizard card. I do think that artwork-wise, this is the coolest and best Charizard artwork card that we've ever gotten, in my opinion. I just love this card. I understand that art is pretty subjective, and not everybody likes this card. But for me, just cards like Goated, it's top tier. And we're fine. Like, I was buying PSA 10s of this earlier in the year because I thought it was undervalued. And now we're finally seeing the raw copies hit around 200, 45% growth. And that's kind of where you'd have to go back and check the videos. I don't know how far back and which ones they were, but I was saying like this has got to be at least 200 raw. I was saying 2 to 3 and around 500 in PSA 10s. Where I thought like at minimum it should be valued. I know that the population report is really high, but I don't think it's higher than the Moonbreon. So I was like, it's come on, like, but yeah. So it just recently ran up to like 190. Most recent sales 199. So I'm calling it 200. A few, it's maybe a little bit below 200. Okay, 195, 190, 195. Okay, so I just like the Charizard. Okay, yeah, it's a nice card. If you want to pick one up raw, you're looking at is this? We got photos here. 185. So from a good seller, yeah, 185. This person has a lot of sales as well. So 174 or 185, which is below market currently for the Charizard. Let me know in the comments, like, where does this Charizard rank on like the tier list of Charizards? For me, like, it's way up there. I just absolutely love the way he's fighting Venusaur. I'm not going to go on too long for those who have been around the channel for a while. We did get a lot of new subscribers recently, and I'll address that towards the end of the video. But PSA 10 prices coming up as well. Last sold's 400. Before that, it was a 360 and 450. And this was I don't even know what grading company this was. 270. 410, and before that they're pretty much all in the 3s, a few 4s here. So I'd like to see this card around 500 in a PSA 10. I really would. I think with the Moonbreon doing what it is, this could be 500 at the minimum. But Charizard fatigue, I think, kind of plays a factor here. But maybe as these Brilliant Stars booster boxes continue to rise, like for example, we'll just jump back to it for a second. If we could crack around the $300 mark, low 3s, I think that's going to push eyes onto the box, eyes onto the Charizard, and then maybe that can happen in the future. We'll see. I did not pull up the 1 year on this guy, did I? 68 copies available, so there's quite a few of them out there. I forgot to pull up the 1 year chart. The 1 year chart, and this was the other interesting thing. Sorry, I forgot to do this. A year ago, this was 114, which still I was like, damn, that's wild. It ran up to, this is the interesting point. It ran up to 200 before. So if it can eclipse this previous 1 year high, that's going to show a lot of strength, which we're like right there, but it's got a little ways to go. So if this can eclipse this, raw, then I think we're going to see this card continue to run in tandem with the booster box. The booster box has to run. They have to work together, I think. So yeah, or the booster box will bring up the Charizard. So maybe we'll see how that works. But yeah, and the last box I wanted to talk about is Paldea Evolved. I actually should have put this earlier in the video because I do think it deserves more attention. Paldea is up 18% in the past 3 months. It went kind of stagnant for a while. It kind of got lost in the madness of everything, just a little. But the past month, we're seeing 20% growth. In the past month, from 139 up to 171. Most recent sales are above that. Well, one most recent sale at 185. Before that, we're seeing 179 pretty consistent, and one's like mid to high 170s down the board for Paldea Evolved. You want to pick one up right now? 180. That's above market. So, and after that, it kind of gets to 200 pretty quick. So that having Paldea get to 200, that's going to be another one of those interesting price points. And then we kind of get into, let's zoom out to the 1 year before I get too deep into this. 75% growth. A year ago, this was $91. So yeah, sealed investing. Obviously in a bull market, you got to understand we're in like a extremely strong bull market. So keep that in mind. But something we're just talking about Brilliant Stars, right? Brilliant Stars being, right now it's, cracking over 200. This is something I've talked about. What really happens when Paldea Evolved cracks 200 and then it's like chasing Brilliant Stars? Where does the money go? Like, how do things move? I've used the carousel analogy. You ever watch a kid on a carousel? They go around until they go out of sight and you can't watch them anymore. And you see the next thing. So it's kind of like, I like that analogy because it could be like, Brilliant Stars as an example. We're watching, oh man, that's expensive. It goes around, you can't see it anymore. By the time it comes back, or something else comes into view as it goes behind, and you go, oh, okay, Paldea Evolved. That gets too expensive, and you go, oh, well, if that's this, if Paldea is here, Brilliant Stars is undervalued, or insert whatever set wherever you want. But that's just an analogy that I kind of like. It's like with Scarlet and Violet era, like pushing what it's doing, and some Sword and Shield might look undervalued, and it's kind of just like this very cyclical thing that we're seeing in the market. And I'm going to be very excited to see what happens moving forward into this year. Especially, I'm very excited for the Team Rocket set. Prismatic Evolution is going to kick things off crazy to start the year, and then like the Battle Partner set could be good. I think like that's might be a little bit of a downer set, and then Team Rocket's just going to like come out of the gates and just like explode. But we'll see. Anyways, I just wanted to address a few other things as we're nearing the end of this video. Sorry, I tend to kind of, I call it rambling at the end of the video, but we saw some massive growth yesterday. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. If you're looking to get in that giveaway, we hit 10K. We hit 10K subs. Like, thank you. So excited. My goal is to actually hit that by the end of last year, but we hit it on the first of the year. We got like over 400 subs in a day. Yesterday's video performing extremely well. So thank you to everyone who's new. If you're watching this, I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, I will let the giveaway, I won't announce the winners for a little bit. I'll give you some more time to enter because things went quicker than expected. So if you're wondering, can you still get in? Yeah, the video will pop up somewhere around here. I'll go back and find it. You have to comment in that video. We'll do a random comment picker, just pick a winner. But just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who watched, liked, commented. I will continue to do more giveaways and hopefully bigger as the channel continues to grow. If we continue to see this growth at this rate, which it's been kind of crazy lately. The last day was wild. 20K views on that video. If it continues to do anything like this, there will be massive giveaways. I want to give back to the community, give back to the viewers, right? There's a lot of new people coming into the hobby, and it can be really hard right now. And I totally get that. Things are well above MSRP, Prismatic's wild. That's why I made that video, that last video that actually took off. Just wanted to level the playing field for new collectors and investors. And also just, if you guys are new here and you're 19 minutes into the video, I really appreciate you. But my philosophy, I'm not in this, I mostly talk about investing, but the reason I invest is I invest to grow my collection. I invest to collect because I was opening packs and opening boxes and losing thousands of dollars. And I realized if I sit on these, I can buy the cards I want. And that's pretty much what it came from. And I like making YouTube videos. I've had other channels before, and it was just something I'm passionate about. And so yeah, moving forward, I want to continue to give back as much as possible, continue to provide good information. I try and be as transparent as I can. So yeah, this is just me saying thank you to everyone. Really appreciate you guys. I will continue to try to make things better. Also as well, the lighting, I'm working on the lighting situation. I got new monitors, but the webcam was bouncing, so I got some wrinkles to work out. We got the microphone issue addressed, I think, so that's really good. I'm not going to take you guys any longer, but I really appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.